In an exciting interview hosted by Fred Krueger on the Savvy Finance YouTube channel, Krueger predicted a massive Bitcoin price explosion, potentially hitting $1 million. Bitcoin mining difficulty has hit a new all-time high, rising 3.9% according to James Hunt's article on the block. In Pete Rizzo's article for Bitcoin magazine, Michael Saylor, the CEO of MicroStrategy, stirred controversy on the Markets with Madison podcast. Perino breaks down the math, explaining that Bitcoin follows a power law, not exponential growth. Billionaire hedge fund manager Paul Tudor Jones made a bold statement on CNBC, affirming his long-term bullish stance on Bitcoin. Welcome to Edge 21's weekly Bitcoin news recap, your trusted source for the top 5 trending Bitcoin stories of the week. We bring you the latest updates in the Bitcoin world, highlighting what's moving the markets and driving adoption. Whether you're a seasoned hodler or just beginning your Bitcoin journey, we've got you covered. If you haven't already, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Edge 21 for the best Bitcoin content right on your feed. Now, let's dive into this week's number 5 story. In an exciting interview hosted by Fred Krueger on the Savvy Finance YouTube channel, Krueger predicted a massive Bitcoin price explosion, potentially hitting $1 million. His confidence stems from the impact of Bitcoin ETFs, which have already outperformed expectations with over $20 billion in inflows in just 10 months, surpassing even gold ETFs. Krueger highlighted how these ETFs solve key issues for traditional investors, offering an easy way to buy Bitcoin through regular brokerage accounts without dealing with exchanges like Coinbase or Binance. Krueger believes this is just the beginning, and that Wall Street, especially figures like Larry Fink, still underestimate Bitcoin's full potential. As Krueger put it, we're still underestimating the impact of this ETF. It's the most interesting thing happening in Bitcoin this year. Moving on to number 4. Bitcoin mining difficulty has hit a new all-time high, rising 3.9% according to James Hunt's article on the block. The mining difficulty now stands at 95.7 trillion after a recent adjustment driven by a record-breaking 7-day moving average hash rate of 723.6 exahashes, an all-time high for the network. This increase means miners need even more computational power to mine new blocks. Despite this challenge, public Bitcoin miners are thriving, now accounting for 30% of the network's total hash rate. Van Eck analysts even suggested that any shift by these miners toward AI or other technologies could significantly alter global mining dynamics, making it even more profitable for those who remain solely focused on Bitcoin. With Bitcoin currently trading at around $67,000, up 59% year to date, it's clear the network is stronger than ever. Next up at number 3. In Pete Rizzo's article for Bitcoin magazine, Michael Saylor, the CEO of MicroStrategy, stirred controversy on the Markets with Madison podcast. Saylor suggested that Bitcoin adoption could grow faster through state custody rather than self-custody, a statement that evoked heated reactions across the Bitcoin community. Saylor emphasized that it doesn't matter how people own Bitcoin, only that they do, hinting that public markets, like MicroStrategy's Bitcoin stock plan, could drive mass Bitcoin adoption. He even suggested this approach might lead governments to adopt Bitcoin by linking it to the stock market. Some argue this strategy prioritizes MicroStrategy's growth over Bitcoin's decentralization. Yet, with Saylor's track record of bullish views on Bitcoin, his plans to bring Bitcoin into mainstream finance could still push Bitcoin adoption to new heights. At number 2. We dive into a fascinating discussion from the Bitcoin layer, where host Nick Bhatia interviews astrophysicist Stephen Perino about Bitcoin's unique growth path. Perino breaks down the math, explaining that Bitcoin follows a power law, not exponential growth, making its trajectory more predictable and stable long-term. This means we're looking at a slow, steady rise rather than explosive spikes. Stephen predicts Bitcoin could hit $1 million by 2040, matching the value of all the gold in the world. He also notes that Bitcoin wallets are increasing at a cubic rate, showing rapid adoption. Perino highlights the Lindy effect, suggesting that because Bitcoin has already survived over 15 years, it's likely here to stay for the long haul. As Perino puts it, Bitcoin's never been on an exponential path, it's always been on a power law path since the beginning. And finally, at number 1. Billionaire hedge fund manager Paul Tudor Jones made a bold statement on CNBC, affirming his long-term bullish stance on Bitcoin. In his own words, I'm long Bitcoin, I'm long gold, and I'm long commodities, highlighting the best assets to own in an era where all roads lead to inflation. Jones warned that the US debt to GDP ratio has ballooned to nearly 100%, with deficits running as far as the eye can see. As a hedge against this unsustainable trajectory and future monetary debasement, Jones stressed the importance of owning assets that hold value, like Bitcoin and gold. He added, "The only way out of this debt spiral is to inflate your way out." Jones's prediction emphasizes the growing consensus that Bitcoin is a key tool to protect against inflationary pressures in the global economy. Well, that wraps up this week's top 5 trending Bitcoin news stories. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Edge 21 for your weekly dose of Bitcoin updates. Stay tuned for the latest on Bitcoin's rapid adoption, market trends, and exciting new developments. And be sure to check out our upcoming app launch, where you can join the Edge 21 community and stay informed on everything Bitcoin related. Thanks for watching, stay strong, and hodl on.